Okay, we are going to talk about my Super Bowl experience and the things I did in New Orleans for the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, I did not go to the game. Unfortunately, I did not go to the game because all the jobs that, work at the stadium and around it were taken, which was very, very unfortunate. So I had to work around it. I did some stuff, during the weekend before and the and the weekend like the weekend just before Super Bowl Sunday. The first thing I did was be a volunteer for the Cree of New Orleans Super Bowl Ambassador Program, which was a lot more fun than I thought it would be. Basically, as an ambassador, you just help the people of New Orleans, feel welcome in new guests and stuff like that. For my first two shifts, I was at this headquarters at the train station like it's on like Loyola Avenue or something like that. And all we really did was just pass out materials like the jacket, the sweater, the long sleeve shirt, and other goodies like sunglasses and stuff like that to the guests. And that was a lot of fun because you got to, connect with new ambassadors, see where they're from and all that, different parts of the country, which was very cool. And I actually met someone that goes to LSU that's in my grade, that's in the kinesiology sport admin field as well. Harper, if you're seeing this, shout out to you. But anyway, meeting her was great. Meeting a bunch of other ambassadors was great as well. And then for my third shift, I was at the airport, the New Orleans airport, and my goodness, was that a fabulous time. That was way, way better than being at the headquarters at the train station because you could walk around the airport, give beads to give. I gave these little Super Bowl beads to the guests. They had like the years that the Super Bowl was hosted. New Orleans is now an 11-time host of the Super Bowl, and they had this and the beads had this QR code on like the necklace. Where you can like play games, win prizes and stuff like that. So that was very cool. And being at the airport, it was just so fun because it felt different, obviously, but I felt alive there. At headquarters, I kind of felt a little dead, kind of felt a little bored and stuff like that. At the airport, I felt alive, and I actually got a little tired. After my shift because I was just like walking around like crazy, handing out beads to people, and it was great. It was great, and I was obviously greeted by amazing people. I met this guy that goes to Tulane. Actually met up with him at the boot on Tulane campus, which I'll talk about in a second. But he's a great guy. But yeah, working as a volunteer at the Korean New Orleans Ambassador program was incredible. Shout out to you guys. I'll never forget that experience. And hey, if the Super Bowl does in fact come back to New Orleans, I will definitely sign up for it again. That Monday, I also went to Super Bowl opening night. That was really cool because you just got to like hang out in the Superdome for a few hours. But to be honest with you, Super Bowl opening night was kind of underwhelming. It was kind of underwhelming because there wasn't really much going on, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, they had a bunch of cool people there. Obviously, all the NFL players from the Eagles and Chiefs were there, but the good thing about it is that we got to sit wherever we wanted to in the Superdome. So I sat in like the very, very front row and got like a front row seat to see like the Eagles and Chiefs, talking with all those media guys around them. But it just felt underwhelming, just like sitting there and not really doing much, just watching all the scenes in the Superdome. Yeah, it was cool. It was good to be in the Superdome again. It was like the first time I'd been there since like my freshman year. But yeah, like I said, I just really didn't get much out of it. I would much rather if I was like a media guy like on the sidelines, talking to the players, that would have been a lot cooler. That would have been way cooler than just sitting in the sitting in the front row, not doing much. But I didn't really know how to get a media pass. I mean, obviously, I don't really work for any media companies right now, but maybe one day next year in like San Francisco, I can get something. We'll see, but that was obviously cool. And then the weekend before the Super Bowl was Friday. It was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday that I did this. I went back to New Orleans and I worked at Manning's Sports Bar and Grill. It's like next to the hotel casino. I partnered with On Location, this company that offers like exclusive offers to big events like the Super Bowl Final Four, and I got to work with them for the very first time, and I got to work at that bar. Now the thing is about this is that this woman just emailed me saying, "Hey, would you like to work? Would you like to come join us as like a volunteer ambassador, something?" Not knowing what I was going to get into. I just said yes. All right, let's do it because I had no clue what I was going to get into. But hey, I felt like this would be great on my resume, so I just said yes. Let's do it, knowing I was going to miss another class or two for that. But holy shit, looking back at it, I am really, really glad I made the decision to say yes because that was a cool experience. Working at that bar was incredible. I got this little red vest jacket with, a little with like this little ID thing, I don't know, and it was really cool. I just got to, greet guests, just make them feel welcome here. I got to be the photo op guy. Got to be the photo op guy outside. In this outdoor part, which was really cool. They had a great DJ there and stuff like that. One day, Andrew Whitworth was there, and I got a chance to get a pic with him. I also got a picture with Laura Rutledge, one of those ESPN reporters who's very, very influential. Love Laura. And I just had a great, great team of mixed ages, some elderly, some my age. I felt like oh yes, I was the youngest guy. I was the youngest person in that group because everyone else was like either like a senior in college or like they graduated already. So it was it felt weird. It felt weird being a youngster there, but it felt really cool at the same time because I got to learn a lot from them, and hopefully I can work more with On Location in the future. Maybe all the spots were taken for March Madness, unfortunately, but maybe something like Super Bowl 60 or March Madness next year or something like that. Or hey, maybe even other events like Coachella and the World Cup or something like that. Because I know like On Location like does those events as well. I have a lot of people. I have this one person I can talk to actually about all the events, but or no, actually not just one. I have two. But they're usually very busy with other events, so we just kind of like leave them be and stuff like that. But yeah, I got a picture with the Super Bowl as well. I got a pic with the Lombardi Trophy, which was great, great, great. And yeah, working at Manning Sports Bar was just, it was just a tremendous experience. I also went to the Super Bowl experience at that convention center in New Orleans, like next to Riverside Mall, I think it was. And ooh, that was fun. The convention center in there had so much. They had like interactive games. There was a bunch of people there, and it was a lot of cool. So, um, at there, you had to try and collect badges. They had these QR. If you have the NFL One Pass app, you can scan these QR codes for badges. And I don't. And if you collect all 53 badges, like you gain some kind of certain prize or that. So I was on a mission to collect all the badges. Like I got there at around like 7 or something like that. No, I got there at around 6:30. I got to the venue at around 6:30, and yeah, I was just kind of walking around collecting the badges, and um, I was just having fun. I was like on a mission to collect all the badges as fast as I can, so I could just like walk around, do everything else, stuff like that. But here is where the most heartbreaking ending to the experience comes in. Walk out. I walk out into this area, and I did not realize that there was no re-entry into the venue. So yeah, that was very unfortunate. I accidentally exited the venue, not knowing there was no reentry. And I was only 8 badges away from collecting all 53, which was just so unfortunate. I got out of there at like, I only lasted an hour there, where I probably should have lasted like 3. It was so unfortunate. I was so upset, and I did not want to get another ticket because it probably would have costed $60, and the tickets the next day costed like $60 as well. So, yeah, that was so unfortunate. I wish I just could have stayed in there, asked like where the other badges were as well before, I exited the venue. But hey, it is what it is. I still got to walk around the venue of the experience, and it was really cool. There was a bunch of, like I said, there was a bunch of interactive stuff there. It was like a real life locker room with some of the players as well. There's a bunch of areas of like history and fans like doing these games and stuff like that. There was even a flag football. There was even flag football. Like there was like a full on football field there. It was pretty crazy. And the final thing I did in New Orleans for the Super Bowl, it was visit Tulane's campus. I kind of like walked around Tulane's campus for a bit. Explored like the main area, explored like the football and baseball stadium area and stuff like that. But I also went to the boot for the first time, and that was okay. I actually saw some LSU people there on that Saturday, which was pretty cool. But the Friday that I went, like the Friday that I went there, I was like so nervous because I've obviously never been there before, and it just felt so weird, like not knowing anybody there. So I really had to like control myself. And when I got there first, it was like empty. But knowing it was gonna fill up later, it was okay. But luckily, one of the door guys recognized me from TikTok, and I was so glad he did because I would have been a lost cause if he did not know me. I would have just been like a deer in the headlights there. And fortunately, those 2 nights that I went to the boot, I did meet some pretty good people there. So good on that. Good on that. Shout out to you guys. You made my night. The last thing I do want to mention is that I also met these three girls. These three girls. They bought us shots. They bought us shots, and I pinky promised one of them and say, "Hey, let's dance sometime, right?" But they didn't tell me that all three of them had boyfriends. They did not tell me that all three of them had boyfriends prior. So they they bought those shots, and one of them pinky promised me I would dance with her, only to find out that all three of them had boyfriends. First of all, I could with those shots were $30. Those shots were 30 freaking bucks. I don't remember if they bought other drinks or not, but $30, I literally could have bought two lunches with that. I literally could have used for 2 days, bought two lunches with that or two breakfasts or whatever. So that was really a shame. I really wish they could have just told the truth and everything. And I don't know why you have to lie. I literally don't know why. But overall, that Super Bowl, the Super Bowl experience overall, being for the Korea, working for the Korea New Orleans as a volunteer, working at Manning Sports Bar as like a volunteer and brand ambassador for On Location, going to Tulane's campus and exploring the boot and exploring this other bar. I think it's called the Palms. It was a bit empty, so I didn't really spend much time there, but that was overall a tremendous experience, and I obviously got to explore something new, got to be places I had never been before, and it was obviously a great experience that I will never forget. I hope I can do these experiences more. Hopefully I can meet some amazing people too, people that I need in my life right now, because there's not many people in my life right now that are like, worthy of being in my circle. So hopefully we can improve that. But yeah, that's quite a Super Bowl experience,